Hello and welcome back to Obsessive Prepper AZ. Today I am going to make a yummy banana bread recipe, and I am not cooking it in the oven here. I've got my Solar Sun oven outside warming up. We're going to use our sun and free energy to bake our banana bread. It comes out so easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it. My banana bread recipe I've had for years, and I have tried so many different banana bread recipes over the year, and this is the one that I typically go back to because I like the flavors in it. I add one special ingredient at the end that it doesn't call for, but it's my flavors and what I like. Now, I traditionally, when I am baking, I have done a lot of cooking classes over the years, and I'm kind of just cooked so many years that I don't level everything off. Now, if it's a bread recipe, something I really need to know those ingredients, I'll level off. So you'll see me just kind of like putting ingredients in. That's just me. Follow the directions if that's what you want to do, level it off. I just don't have that time. Where did my bread recipe come from? Years ago, I found it in a magazine, Better Homes and Garden. And if you can see here at the top, it's my favorite. And what I do with recipes, just a little tip for you all, is I put it in binders, in sleeves. And when I look in a magazine and I find a recipe that I like, or I printed it out, I went to Scottsdale Culinary Institute, and when I took the courses there, they had recipes, so these are all in my cookbook, and this is what I do. This is a neat idea to do with all your recipes, to have them in one place. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get this going. Come with me as I mix it up in my blender, and then we're going to get it out into the sun oven and get it baking. So I have 5 bananas in my mixer here, and over the years, this is the best way that I have incorporated my bananas into my banana bread. Some recipes say to mix it in afterwards. I like doing this at the very start. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it mixed up, pulverized. Alrighty. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a 1/2 cup of butter. Melted butter. And we're going to incorporate that. I'm going to go ahead and add in 2 beaten eggs. Now that we've got our bananas, our butter, and our eggs incorporated, I'm going to go ahead and add my seasonings in. So I'm going to go ahead and start with ginger, and I'm going to put 1/8 teaspoon of ginger in. And I do a heaping teaspoon. Even though it says 1/8, I do a heaping. The next is 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now we're going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder. Again, I do not sift. I don't take the time running it and sifting it in the flour to mix my seasonings. And I have never had an issue with my KitchenAid not mixing this up appropriately, proportionately. So we're going to go ahead and get that going. So now we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Now we are going to incorporate 1 cup of sugar. And the one seasoning that they do not call for in this recipe that I add is my homemade vanilla. And I don't even measure it, probably close to a tablespoon of vanilla. Now this recipe calls for 2 cups of flour, so I'm going to slowly add in 1/3 of a cup at a time and mix it in. Again, I just eyeball. I don't bother leveling, anything like that. So we have 1 cup and we're working on the 2nd cup. All right, last cup. I'm going to go ahead and scrape my bowl. And give it one more spin. All right. I already have my pan greased and floured, and I'm just going to go ahead and add this in now. And seriously, what an easy recipe to make. Now the last thing I do with my bread, and I've always done this, I don't care what muffin or bread I make, I have raw sugar. And I just sprinkle some of that. I like the texture that it puts on my banana bread. And depending on who I'm cooking banana bread, if it was for me, I'd definitely add some nuts to this. But because my husband eats it and he is anti-nuts in his bread, so I do not do it. It still turns out really yummy. So I just add some sprinkling of raw sugar to the top of that. So easy to make, a couple different ingredients that make it yours, and we're gonna go ahead and get it out in the sun oven and get it baking. Come along. So our sun oven is at 375. We're in Arizona. It is April and it gets hot. In the middle of the summertime, you can imagine how hot this thing gets. So we're gonna go ahead and get our bread inside. So I'll come back in about 30 minutes and give you a look at what's going on, and then I'm pretty sure I'll be about an hour. So we are at 30 minutes right now. Our temperature is at little over 300 degrees, meaning that means solely that I just need to adjust my oven. So I just tilted my oven. I put it up 2 more. So what I do is I tilt it up, and then I also aligned it back with the sun. And my temperature should start heating up just a little bit more. So I'm going to give it another 30 minutes. Okay, I did 15 minutes. So I'm at 45 minutes, and it's after 15 minutes after I adjusted my oven. And you can see I'm at 325 now. So I'm going to go ahead and let it cook. I look like I'm probably about 15 minutes away, max. So it's been exactly an hour. Our temperature is still at 325. And I'm going to go ahead and open this bad boy up. And we're going to put some toothpicks in and see where we're at. Well, I'm thinking we're done. All right, let's get it out and get it inside. How yummy does that look? On all my breads like this, I don't let them cool off in the pan. Once I'm able to like handle it a little bit, I'll go ahead and flip it out on a piece of paper towel like this. This is baked in the sun in our solar sun oven. How great is that? And flip it back over on my paper towel. You can't ask for a better loaf of bread. I'm going to go ahead and cut into it. Being a little gentle with it, because when it's hot, it will crumble a little bit if you're not gentle. How great is that? Now, you don't have to eat it with butter, but I'm going to go ahead and try it with butter. You can just eat it as it is. I'm telling you what, I will never try another bread recipe. I don't care if it's in the solar sun oven, in your oven, this recipe, bottom line, is the ticket for a bread recipe. Look how nicely this turns out. Amazing bread. That's my happy dance. That stuff is so good. Try this recipe. If you don't have a solar sun oven, get it in your oven. Try this recipe. If you're interested in purchasing sun ovens, I've got links down below in Amazon to go look at it. Also, the Sun Oven Company offers me a discount code that's down there. But I highly recommend it. You're using free energy, the sun, and it is amazing to be able to cook, take care of your family in a situation, no power at all. Grids down, no electricity. You can feed your family with no charcoal, no propane, no stove. You're just using free energy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. And if you want to be notified for future videos, ring the bell. Have a blessed day.